away from round it. All that body, baby, it's not fair. Pull up on that, then a drop it. That's your ex. I'm dead. Looking for a real one, you found him. California king, we gon' go bounce on it. No doubt, yeah.
Imagine selling $30 million in the next 5 months. My name's Trey Llewellyn, and I'm here. Welcome to Marketing Mondays, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on the page. We always run these live on the Facebook page. Today I'm going to be talking about 2 key hires you need right now to excel your profits. Now, we're going to go through a lot of limiting beliefs that probably just ran through your head when I said new hires at a time like this. So stay tuned, keep watching. By the way, make sure you head on over to talk2trey.com. Let me see, we just updated the domain. Let's verify this real quick. It is, talk2trey.com. Make sure you head on over there to talk2trey.com where you can schedule a call with us. I've had 3 messages already this morning saying, hey, do you work with people? Do you mentor people? Yes, we do. Let's get together, let's chat, and see if it's something that we can have fun together doing, okay? By the way, 2 key hires you need to excel your profits today. That's what we're talking about. I have a lot to cover. By the way, this is part 1. We're going to do part 1 today, and then next Monday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to do part 2. And I'm going to tell you those 2 people who you need to hire right now. But first, the first thing that usually comes in is, oh man, I got to pay some money out of my pocket, right? When you make that first hire, it always feels like money's going out versus money being brought back in, especially if you might be seeing more money come in, then you can say, hey, I can afford that person, but maybe you're not seeing the sales. Maybe you're not seeing the highest scalability right now within your business, and you're like, I don't even know how I can afford someone right now. So I'm gonna cover a couple ideas that you can use to leverage that and to be able to actually afford more than you think you can afford right now. So the first thing is getting this out of your head. Is debt center. So I look at, when you got a call center, or you got people out there, making dials, or you have people answering emails, or you have people looking to do a job or pack a box or whatever it is, in your head as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, you see those as debt centers. Man, that guy's costing me so much money just sitting there eating lunch right now. Or man, that guy over there, he just took a 15-minute break on the clock. Like, I just paid that guy a lot of money because he didn't show up at 15 minutes, he showed up at 17 minutes. So, you know what I'm talking about? All right, so that's we look at those as debt centers. And what I want to show you is I want to compare a debt center and I want to turn that around into a profit center. And I love this. I learned this from Roland Frazier and Perry Belcher. Those guys kind of went through this before, and I love using this. It's a great way to kind of really set your mind right when looking at your business. So cheers to those guys. Debt center versus profit center. So a lot of us look at a debt center. How do we look at taking money out versus a profit center? How do we turn those debt centers into a profit center? And that's the number one key takeaway I want you taking away today, is looking at everything that's costing you money on your profit and loss statements that you get from your wonderful CPA, your good accountant. Look at those, and how do you turn those debts into profits? Okay, so that's the first thing you need to look at, is how do I take somebody who's costing me on an hourly basis, that's answering emails, that's answering phone calls, how do I make sure that instead of them costing me an hourly rate, they're making me an hourly rate, right? They're paying for themselves. That's the number one thing you want to look at. So if you watched last week's Marketing Monday, I talked about how to look at chargebacks and refunds and turn those into profit centers. Now, same thing here with someone sitting in a seat or working remote for you. How do you turn those guys into profit centers? Well, the number one thing you want to do is start eliminating tasks that you don't want to do. That's going to excel you, make you go faster, and allow them to pick up the slack, okay? Now, without that said, let's just say they're answering emails. Let's just say they're answering a couple phone calls. So those emails that are coming in, right? People are maybe saying, hey, can I get a refund on the account or on this product? Or maybe the product didn't arrive correctly, or hey, where is my product, shipping address, all that stuff, right? They have to respond to these emails coming in, right? Which can be considered a debt center because there's no money being exchanged yet. Now, I would ask, why not offer them something with the email reply? Hey, yep, here's your shipping label. By the way, did you know that we're currently doing a 10% site-wide discount? Or hey, here's your shipping label. By the way, did you know that we're just running a new offer? A new product just came in right now today. It's in the warehouse ready to ship. Wanted to make sure you got your eyes on this because as you know, it's gonna go quickly. Or hey, we have a new t-shirt that we're launching next week. I wanna give you a real quick preview of what it looks like and how cool it is. And by the way, you can pre-order it. So once it's printed next week, we can go ahead and ship that out to you. So those are just really quick email replies that you can do to turn someone who's currently a debt center to your business into a profit center to start bringing the money into the company. The second way to do it is when they're doing phone calls. Same thing, right? Hey, how can I order this product, or where's my order at? Or hey, it's not doing so great. It doesn't work that well. Whatever, right? You can have scripts in place to do rebuttals or to do upsells. So that way when someone's calling in, your employee knows to give them other offers. Hey, I'm calling in about my dry erase eraser that I bought. Perfect. Hey, did you know that we're running a special on an 8-pack of Expo markers right now that we can ship that out to you? Or hey, I want a refund on my product. Well, besides doing that, how about we do a couple cool things? How about instead of doing a refund, you get to keep it, give it to somebody else. Let's do a partial refund. That way you don't have to ship it back. Hope that it makes it here with all the craziness going on. Re-gift it to somebody, use it, whatever. We'll prorate it, give you half back. Plus, what I'd like to do is talk about another really cool offer we have going on and talk to you through that. Would you be interested in hearing more on that? Yeah, of course. So that's how you start turning a profit center or a debt center into a profit center. So really look at that. The other one is when people say, okay, these are my key hires. Now we're looking at, instead of a debt center, getting that limiting belief out of my mind, into a profit center. This is number one. The second thing that I see is they can't do it as good as me. They're not as good as me. They don't know how to build a funnel like I do. They don't know how to create a headline like I do. They don't know how to reply to emails like I do or answer the phone like I do. They're going to screw it up. They're going to screw it up, and then my business is going to fail. It's going to go down the drain, and all the work, all the sweat, blood, and tears that I put into this business is going to be back to zero, right? And so that's holding you. That's your bottleneck. Those thoughts and limiting beliefs are your bottleneck to scaling your business realistically. Because without you, you can't scale, right? You built it to this point, but what's got you here isn't going to continue to get you more because you're wearing all the hats. You have to build people, you have to build your brand, you have to build employees underneath you to support you. Or else you're just gonna keep making whatever it is on a monthly basis and you can't go any further. You can't excel into your superpowers, if you will, because you're doing everything else. You're the janitor, you're the CEO, and everything in between. You can't do that. You gotta do this. So number two is they don't work as hard as I do, or they don't believe in the product as much as I do, or they can't build a funnel like I can. Totally true. But here's what's interesting, is I shared this on a podcast I was on last week, is most likely you are working at 100%, right? Obviously you can't work at 110%, that doesn't exist. A lot of people always say that, 110%. Well, you can only work 100%. So you're 100%, you work on funnels, your business, emails, replies, phone numbers, all that stuff, right? That's 100%, you're all in, we get it, right? Now, if you hire somebody, you say, Trey, they aren't going to do as good as a job as me. And I say, you know what, you're probably right. But let's just say they will do the job at a 75% threshold. Is that fair? So 75% of what your capabilities are, all right, what you're able to do. They're 75%. And you're like, I told you, Trey, those guys are less than me. So my business is going to slow down. Maybe, but let's take a look at this. Because this is hire number one. When you hire that second person, who also works at 75%, when you equate those two, you get 150% workload. So these two people will outwork you by an additional 50%. You will never be able to catch them. They will outwork you, and they'll sleep really well too, okay? Because they can perform at 75% each, but together, combined, they're doing 150%. While, by the way, you got to take out all the tasks, everything that you hated, right? You hate answering emails. You hate talking on the phone. You hate packing a product into a box. You just want to look at your bank account grow, right? So you get to eliminate, you get to give these guys all the work that you don't want to do so they can go do it at a higher rate than you were even able to do in the first place. You see, that's the two pieces. Looking at a debt center versus a profit center and saying, Trey, they can't do it as good as me. Maybe so. But when we start putting people together, okay, they're able to outperform you realistically. And that's how companies grow. That's how companies scale in this business. Now, here's the other thing. Is one other thing I want to hit real quick. Make sure I got it here. Yes. Number 3. And this is before we even get into 3 key hires. I got to get these limiting beliefs out of your way. So debt center versus profit center. 100% you, 2 people at 75% is going to be at 150%. And 3, it's going to cost, it's kind of going back with number 1, but it's going to cost me money. I don't care whichever way you put it, Trey, it's still going to be money that I'm paying out. If it's a debt center, great. If it's a profit center, even better. But I'm still paying someone on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis or bi-weekly, whatever you want, cash out to have them, do work for me. Yes. But does that need to be the case? Absolutely not. How many guys, what's that new show that's on there? Tiger King? How many of you guys have been watching Tiger King? You guys have been watching Tiger King? Give me a big old, yeah, big old Tiger King. That went crazy for what it was. But anyways, with Tiger King, a big takeaway for me was that lady, right? That lady who had her own zoo had, I think it was like 50 volunteers, 50 people that came in and worked for free every day, showed up early, stayed late, worked for free because they got to play with tigers. There is a mutual bond, if you will. Hey, I'm willing to work for free as long as I get to play with those tigers. Really? That's cool. So my question to you is, how do we create that atmosphere within your own company? Because I believe, truly, that you're able to get free employees right now. And anytime, I don't care if it's a pandemic or not, you're able to get free employees because, one, they believe in you, they believe in your brand, and they just want to be a part. And by the way, not everybody thinks in money. A lot of us do, a lot of us entrepreneurs, we think money, right? Like we got to go out and make big money because that's what our mind's set on. We enjoy making money. Other people, they love giving back. They love contribution. They love giving to somebody, okay? They love appreciating people. And by the way, maybe they have a breadwinner and somebody who brings home the money, who gives them the livelihood that they want, and they're just bored at home. They're an empty nest. And so they're like, hey, I'm cool just volunteering my time and helping you guys build your brand. I think it's great. And maybe you throw them some swag, or maybe you jump on a phone call with them once a week, or maybe you make them feel really good and warm and fuzzy inside and invite them down into your warehouse and to your headquarters and have a big old luncheon or a big old event, like whatever. But I'm pretty sure that you can reach out to your email list of buyers and prospects. You can reach out to your Facebook groups and just ask, hey guys, we're looking for volunteers to help with some tasks inside the group, outside the group, okay, within our emails, customer service. We're bombarded right now with orders. We can't keep up, and we're looking for support systems. People who can help us and want to be a part of this big thing. And by the way, here's some bonuses that we're going to give you by being a part. So we have a subscription basis, all right, or a subscription product, a couple of them. And one thing that we've done is we've reached out to our groups and we've said, hey, you guys are subscribers to our SaaS companies. By the way, we're looking for volunteers to help us out. Here's a couple cool things. You're going to get a free month access every single month that you're a volunteer and that you help and put in so many hours. By the way, you're going to get an individual group call with us outside of the group, so you get to kind of be really honed in. We get to dial it in. I mean, look at Tony Robbins. Look at how many people just go to those events and volunteer, and they don't even get to talk to Tony. They get a picture with Tony, right? Look at all these events. Look at all these programs out there and all these people. Like I said, Tiger King. You got Tony Robbins. Our own internal programs that we have volunteers. A really good friend of mine, Ray Higdon, with his rank makers. He has, I think, 7 or 8 volunteers within his group. So it works. Okay, people are willing to volunteer. All you have to do is ask the question. Hey, is anybody willing to volunteer and come help pack some boxes up this week? Because we're overwhelmed with orders. Or, hey, is there anybody willing to be a volunteer for our email customer service? And you know what? If they work out, great, then pay them something, right? Pay them a little something. Give them a little something. At the end of the 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, be like, hey, you know what? You're working so hard for us. We want to give back. Like we want to start putting you on payroll and having you work with us and be a part of the team, be part of this whole thing that we're building right now. Which leads me to this. I said 2. I'm going to give you 1 today. I'm going to give you one next week. So the first hire that's going to allow you to excel profits, I don't know if you guessed it yet. Number one is an assistant. You need an assistant. No ifs, ands, or buts. Yes, you can afford it because we've eliminated that, right? If the assistant's helping you with email or groups or answering phone calls, if it's volunteer or non-volunteer. But if it's non-volunteer, then that means you're paying them, but we're going to turn them from a debt center into a profit center by giving them upsells and offers, okay? They're going to take a lot of work off of you so you can excel. You see, what got you here isn't going to continue to get you where you want to go because you're wearing all the hats. You're answering the emails. You're talking on the phone. You're answering cancellation calls. You're answering refund calls. You're dealing with chargebacks. You're dealing with shipping all the product out. Like all this stuff needs to be delegated out. Okay, and this is where delegation happens. A lot of people bottleneck at this piece, but you're not going to become a multimillionaire by doing everything by yourself. Show me a multimillionaire that has no employees, right? That's pretty hard to do. So here's what you need. Your first key hire is always assistant. And this person is going to do all the tasks that you hate. Why in the world would someone want all the tasks that I hate? Because they don't hate them. Okay? It's like cat versus dog scenario. I love dogs. I have a dog. But I hate cats. But they love cats. And so they'll take the cat. Right? So if my thing was, hey, by the way, to build and grow your business, you're going to need to take care of a cat and a dog. And you're like, dang, I love dogs, but not so much cats, right? But man, if I can get this person over here to love on this cat and they love cats, I can still grow, right? Same thing here is I hate emails. I hate talking on the phone. I hate posting in my group every single day. I hate how I have to write up an email and send it out and make it look all cool and stuff, right? I don't know how to do all that tech stuff. Or I hate building funnels. I wish somebody else would build a funnel for me. So I don't have to. So I can go be the voice, be the brand, be the face of my company. If that's what you want to do, then list out all those tasks. What are the tasks that you absolutely hate? Do this for 7 days. List them all out. Okay, make a list of all the tasks that you're doing that you absolutely hate. You probably could list 5 right now, things that you just like, man, I really don't want to do any of this any longer. And then, of course, when you go out and find that assistant, by emailing your list, by posting a post on your Facebook, on your profile, or putting it inside your groups, and just say, hey, we're looking to hire right now. If you love emailing and talking on the phone and being of help and being of service, well then you might be a great fit for what we got going on right now. So here, reach me, call me, let's have a chit chat, let's have a sit down, let's talk about it, okay? So then you have an assistant, you start paying them, or maybe they volunteer, but these are going to allow you to excel because now you're not putting time in every single day to answer emails. You're not putting time in every single day to answer the phone. You're not putting time in to pack boxes or maybe manage, right? Maybe you're managing right now or whatever it is, like whatever you hate, like literally hate, you're disgusted by it. That's what your assistant is going to do because now you can go focus on the money generating tasks that got you here in the first place. And you can go back to being really good at Facebook ads or building a really great funnel or going out and sourcing a really great product or building a really good service or putting and creating content, like whatever it is that you are great at. Now you get to go do more of that. And that's why you did this whole thing in the first place. See, a lot of us, we forget why we created this company in the first place because we get lost. We get lost in the mess, right? Of doing emails and phones, and we get stressed out and the money's not coming in, and then it is, and then it isn't, and then it's negative, like blah. Why am I here? Oh, that's right. Because I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be someone who built something, right? I want to have status. I wanted to be that person so people can look up to me. Well, let's build clarity within your business by structuring with 2 key hires. My friends, it's been great. By the way, if you've not already, go over to talktotrey.com so we can mentor you on this. You know, you and me, we can partner up. We can build this together. We can scale your business, right, to the multi-millions that you want to. And let me help you do that, okay? So all you got to do is go to talktotrey, T-A-L-K-T-O, Trey, T-R-E-Y.com. On that site, you'll see a scheduler that puts you on a call with my team, and then they review your application, see if there's a good synergy, and if so, then me and you are talking as well, okay? So by the way, thanks for being on here on Marketing Mondays on the 2 key hires you need to excel your profits. We went over the first one right here. The second one is going to come this coming Monday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Come back to the Trey Llewellyn page. I think you can do a notification on there where it says see first. Allowing you to do that will give you first access and let you know that we're going live. Every Monday, we're here for you. 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see you next Monday. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. Love the comments.
All black seats, creme brulee. What they gon' say? With the top down, screaming money, anything. We up till